Hi all, welcome to another ICC Blitz Banter King's Crusher show. So this is Friday, 9 PM, and gonna mute there. Okay, I've got a challenge here. 3-2 from Trent David to kick things off. He's an early bird a lot of the time, and not to be underestimated. Okay. Actually, my head's a bit cut off. Let's put my head down. Okay, let's play G6. Pardon me. This is quite fast paced at the moment. I'm wondering about B5, B4. This looks, it could be quite dangerous. This could be quite a dangerous attack, potentially. Scary. So I don't like this position too much, but I'm hoping it's safe enough for the moment. Can I play E6? It's a bit of a concern, you know, things like H4. Do I play H5? Yeah, it's very dangerous. If I take with the E pawn, I'm wondering about B4 later. It opens up my bishop actually, so I'm hoping, yeah, this way might be okay. Now the attack comes. I've got to lock down on H5. It looks far too scary. Okay, the attack comes. Yes. Okay. Bishop G4 and B4 at some point. Oh, there's a question on stream. How long do you spend analysing a game to give you, especially when I didn't play? Quite some time actually. I like to make sure I get a good grip on things. Okay. Alright, that F7 is going to be, it's looking, I've got to find something here. I wonder if I take and then Queen F6. I'm hoping if I get the queens off, just to make sure my king's not endangered specie, because F7 was attacked there. My knight on B8 holds C6 for that. I'm wondering if I get a chance to is B4 any good? I find this all a bit scary at the moment. Can I play C5? Just try and undermine the knight. If I take? I'm hoping this is good for me because the knights seemingly are slightly loose. Hope this is okay. Right, and Okay. Well, try and hold that. And let's go for a counter-attack or not. Again, I'm still not convinced by anything. Rook f3 could be scary. I'm taking on g4 at the moment. Can I prompt that? Just to try and push the rook back. So rook f3, I'll take on d4. Well, that was the plan. I'm hoping it's playable. It was the plan. Okay. If we just try and ask for the queens to come off. I think I might have bishop e2 coming up. Okay, is bishop e2 playable, or has he got anything here? He's got rook e3. I'll play it anyway, I think, because I'm wondering queen f4, g3. In fact, there's rook e3 there. Oh, okay. Maybe not. Have I gone into a self pin? Okay, let's stop rook e3 for a moment. Okay, it's on f7. That's scary. And can I do this? Just hold the rooks. Right. Queen f6 I don't think is too devastating. Famous
Check.
last words. Yes, this looks good. Queen e1. Maybe even queen c3 if b3. Okay, thanks, Train David. Difficult. Unrated blitz. Actually, hasn't got rating. Let's do this Metanov. This is a 5-minute game. There's Metanov 1, 2, 3. Is he ready? Yep. Try a Vienna game, I think. Alright. I might take this actually. This is like reverse King's Gambit, which I have played in over the board. This line. Maybe it's a bit more accelerated for my plan, which was to put a lot of pressure on the light squares, if possible. Try and put a lot of pressure on the light squares. So h3, d3, knight here. Anytime any d4, the knight swings here. It's like a reverse King's Gambit plan, you know, a tempo up. I'm hoping it will be like that anyway. I don't want to give too much counterplay. I don't want to afford. I don't want to give black any potential piece sacrifice to open up like an F file. I want to keep things like stable for the most part. So I think, you know, d4, knight e4. I want to play knight g3 and feel a bit comfortable. Hopefully, feel a bit comfortable with the possession, because now d4 there's knight c e4. And that's nice, because I think that's nice. Okay, can I play d4 here? Because I want to, yeah, I think taking out that spearhead pawn might be, well, hopefully is a good idea. Okay. Oh, have I given a bit of counterplay? Maybe the queen should go back, actually. Maybe the queen should go back. I don't want a piece sack on g4 particularly. Intriguing. It looks as though there might be something scary here. I hope there isn't. I hope there isn't a piece sack. Bishop f4 might be playing. You know, knight f3. I'm taking that. Yeah, I'm hoping this is okay. Bishop f4. So, yeah, I mean, simply, I mean, queen e2 next and rook e1. Unless I'm not missing. Am I missing something here? This looks like a nice pin. If you can get a nice pin like this, generally that's nice to pin and win. So queen e2 and rook e1 coming up maybe. Anything else to sort of think about here? Queen e2 and rook e1. All right. As mentioned, I think, or alternatively, there's g5. Because if the knight moves, knight d5, queen d5. Oh, there's knight f7. He's protecting that bishop. But the principle might hold after rook e1, bishop d6, g5. Knight moves back, knight d5, cd, queen d5. Yeah, I think, well, any bishop f2 sack? I don't think so. I might have bishop e3 as knight g4. My queen's holding g4 at the moment, so possibly bishop f2 possibly isn't too dangerous, although, yeah, I'm just checking. Alright, let's go for it. And this is going to go on a sacrificial rampage here, with bishop f2, king takes, queen c5. Well, anyway, he hasn't. So knight d5, this will be queen d5 check after. Knight can't move back. Queen f7, there's bishop e5. I think this is good. It puts more pressure on e5. I mean, e5 slightly vulnerable here. Hoping this is good. Queen e5. So if knight f7, I take the queen. Queen f7, I take the knight. It looks pretty good so far. A lot of pressure here on e5, I hope. If queen d6, let's imagine it's a bit of a defeats this move. I don't think I have to worry too much about queen d6. Alright. Okay. Oh, it's threatening queen g3 at the end of this. Oh, nice. Could I take with the rook to get two pieces there and hold g3? That is one way of playing it. I think I will play it like that. Just to hold g3 at the end of this. Because queen d5, there's always taking the bishop after. So cd, queen d5, I'm taking the bishop after. Holding the knight here. Okay, let's carry on. I think holding the knight for a moment longer. Wouldn't have thought there's a major sack because there's not that many pieces in the vicinity. Okay. there is that move. Yes, there is that move. Queen d2, bishop g5. There's always queen g3. Can I subtly try and win the queen with bishop g5 and some other way here? Or not? B4. There's a lot of pieces. If I just play b4, bishop b6, knight b6, rook d1, rook d1, AB. Don't want to do anything too speculative. Yeah. Okay, think about this for a few more seconds here. It's an inconvenience. Can I just play c4 and say, look, okay, be the exchange up or whatever. I'm just going to play c4. It's a strong pawn in the center. I think there's a few problems for black just simply off this to resolve. Alright, this is getting very tactical. So the idea queen f2, I'm not sure that's mating. So I'm going to call the bluff on that. Although this is starting to look a little bit scary, but it's only bishop and queen. I say famous last words. It's only bishop and queen at the moment. Possibly, CD queen f3. I don't know exactly what the big deal would be. I'm not getting mated on g1 just yet. Okay, let's coordinate a bit more. Okay. In fact, can I take on b7? Is it worth it? Maybe it is. Drop the bishop back to e4 to cover this c pawn. Queen. Okay. Actually, the queen was protecting g7. It's good I didn't take on g7 just then, otherwise that would be silly. Okay. Well, depends on the game. That we got a few challenges here. Difficult. No rating though. C sets. Maybe I should play people with ratings at the moment. C sets. Hello. 1484 and quite a few challenges. Yeah. Just doing one challenge per person, like last week, I think is a good idea. Just one challenge per person to try and get a bit more variety in the stream. I wonder if I can risk. I'll play a Benko Gambit, I think. We'll try to. Hold c5 for a moment there. Can I I'm thinking about opening up the center, but mind you, this is probably pretty standard. I mean, probably it's probably more typical to do this. I can take with the knight. So, a little bit of pressure, I hope. Queen, maybe Queen A5 or Queen B6, then Rook B8. Yeah. Hoping for some possibilities like on B2 soon, like Rook B8, Knight C4. What would he do? B3? Does it actually achieve anything? That's a big question. Does it achieve anything? Does Knight B4 actually do anything? I mean, yeah. Okay. Do I need to use my rooks in a slightly more aggressive way here? Got him thinking anyway for a bit. Maybe C4. I'm thinking C4. I know that might be crazy, but I like the idea of getting a knight into D3. It's vulnerable, but knight B4 to D3 is tempting. Knight D4 is not possible at the moment. Otherwise, that knight would like to get into C6. So yeah, does he let me get a knight to D3? That's the thing. I'll go this way, try and get a knight into D3. As regards to B3, I'm not sure. Knight D3 or knight B3? I think knight D3 is mentioned. It will cut off that D4 square. If white wants to play rook D1, any rook to D1 for knight D4 to C6, be disconnecting. It's prone to being undermined, but it will take time if I'm hitting the bishop. So I think knight to D3 looks an attractive knight. I'll go for that. He could take on B6, I suppose. I'm hitting the rook. If he takes, can I actually take here? That's interesting. Right. Oh, this is a bit double-edged, isn't it? Let's get the knights maybe protecting each other. I think B3 is the problem. We'll be undermining my knight soon. Yes. This might not be entirely clever. B3. What about Queen A5? So BC, there'd be Queen takes C3. Okay, I'll give him a pass pawn instead if he plays B4, but it keeps the knight a bit longer. So hitting that C3, well, it's something, but this B4, and if I drop back for a moment, he has got knight D4 to C6. This could be bad, potentially. Could be. I like the knight still. I wonder if I can do anything with that knight. I'll hold C6. If F4, I think knight G4. Right. And whoa. Okay. Let's see. Is there anything cooking here? F5, knight E6. Let's play. I think I will play for. Oh, F4. Yeah, that's dangerous there. You know what? I'm going to do an exchange sack. I'm going to let him win the exchange because I'm thinking well, I thought there was some possibilities there, which were interesting. It might not be the case. You'll find out. I'm hoping this is interesting. Wonder if I can like undermine this center with bishop c3, queen d5, for example, or just taking here just to reinforce. I have to protect this. I think I want to like take here to take. My dark squares would be terribly weak if I did that actually. Can I do something like this then? Just trying to collapse this center for a bit more compensation. In inverted commas. Compensation. Okay, there's a pawn. Well, it looks as though I'm around the center. I've got good. He's only got like, yeah, time. Syrian 77. Thanks for the games, he says. Syrian 77. Oh, he disconnected. Helen. Oh, we got another disconnect. Oh, that's interesting. All right, maybe time for an auto pairing game. Let's have an auto pairing game. I'll say it wasn't Helen, it was Hian or whatever. Let's have an auto pairing game for a moment. I played loads of top players recently one morning, 2 GMs and 3 IMs just in one morning session of the fierce auto pairing the other day, just a few days back. Incredibly strong. Oh wait, does he want a game? Right, let's try Smith Mora, 77. So this is a very standard thing now against Smith Mora, just to do this declining strategy. Right. I'll let him, I think, take. I think. Probably now I will take. So I like the spearhead pawn. It's quite dangerous. This diagonal might be dangerous on things like bishop c2 and queen d3. Depends what's happening in the center really. Queen e2, bishop c2. Okay. Do I want to keep the queens on? Maybe I do for a moment. Okay, if he plays knight c6, I think taking that will. I don't know how exploitable that weakness would be. I think it's probably playable. Yeah, he has actually played it. Okay. I don't think it's such an exploitable thing. The d5 square might be nice for a knight. I wonder though. I still play something like. I don't want to fix that pawn structure. I think I'd rather try and target this guy. Knight e3, f takes. It's a it's a pain that knight there on d5 at the moment. It's a pain. So yeah, I think it'll be interesting to sort of see that position where I've got the 3 pawn islands, but he has got that isolated pawn on that one. So that is the most aggressive piece black has here. This is an interesting set of imbalances. This F file might be interesting as well. In fact, Queen F3 is not doing anything at the moment. What about D5? D5 looks as though that's got something going for it. The D5 square, if I have a piece on D5 here, looks like an aggressive piece. The bishop's actually kind of hemmed in by its own pawn there. If I have this position with a knight on D5, I think that would be, you know, something. Be threatening immediately to take on E7 now and take on C5, but he could take this. I could go Rook C7. Okay, there's that. Right. I like the rook here. Can I threaten Knight F6? Cheeky little threat. Knight F6. For Rook takes D6. I've seen it. The check and Rook F7 though, Rook F7, Rook D8 is
check.
Looking good. The Rook F7 tactic here. For Rook D8. Okay, just mating actually with Rook D8, I think.
Check.
Don't have to recapture. Thanks for the game, Siren. So Hien, did we want to try again? Okay, Hien. Yep. So I'll take this pawn. Did you notice
check.
I played this?
Check.
This is interesting now.
Check.
Maybe he did, but I'm hoping this is okay. I get some extra accelerated central control. Now, pardon me if I'm calling him a him. Is it a him or a her? I have no idea actually. There's no clue really from finger notes. Okay, I'm hoping for some central control here. Knight c6 and stuff. I'll discourage d4. So knight c6, rook f8. As if I've castled, basically. Keeping control on d4 for a bit longer. Okay, so here, what about queen? Where does the queen want to go? Maybe d6 is somewhere better than b6. I'm not sure about b6. It might not be too hot on b6. Might want to play for e5 later. Okay, it's putting the king back. Yeah, I think e5. Let's open up this bishop. I don't want to give the e4 square in a hurry. That would be positionally suspect, I think. Can I just push as though I'm going to play for e4 now? I get the rooks here like this. e4 might be on the cards, but then c4 is weak. I can't win here. Yeah, the light squares are a bit delicate, actually. Yeah, there's some responsibility associated with this. These pawns. There is. I mean, I can imagine, like, okay, the problem with c4, I play knight d4, I guess. So, although they are a bit delicate, maybe not as delicate as I think. At the moment. Well, after that knight f3, there's knight d4 anytime c4 that's played. Now, what is the plan? Oh, what is the plan? Can I do this for c4? I do wonder about this sort of thing. Because I think a good idea might be to play for e4. So c4, d4, e4. And where does that knight go? This might be an interesting way of playing things with c4. Trying to get d4 to be played. Yeah, I also think that maybe after c4, bishop f5 is hitting d3. Okay, so can we do this? c4. Hoping it's a good idea. Okay. Now, if the rook was on here, then knight c4, of course. That might be a move in the position. Rook d1. Alright, knight h6 is introduced. Can I, for the moment, play h5, I wonder? I just want to say that, you know, to my opponent, basically that knight h6, king h7. Is that knight a little bit stranded? There's something also interesting potentially in playing e4. I wonder for knight e5 to d3. I'm tempted by that. d4, I'm losing c4, so maybe, you know, maybe I'll play that. You know, knight e5 to d3. I'd love that knight on d3 if I can get to that position. I'm 1600 UCF with a goal of reaching 2000 next couple of years. Pump up your rating, someone's reassess your chess and do tactics every day. Any absolute must for improving to read? That is interesting. Hold on a sec. This is quite a committal move. Do I want to take that or play something else? I'm not going to get my lovely knight, am I? That I dreamt about. Unless I take it, I'm going to take it. There's a possibility of knight e5 to d3. The knight, thankfully, is held by the bishop, and so knight c4s are not like, well, there's always knight c4 anyway. So am I going to get knight d3 in this position? Mind you, the pawns seem a bit fixed now. It's not so amazingly clear, even though I've got my dreamy knight. I can't take with the queen because I've got to hold that d5. Oh, another knight's about to be undermined like a previous game. This is becoming a theme of the night, so to speak. There is knight f4, and if he takes bishop c5, knight f1, but I think I'll be overall. No. I think I might need to find better. Hold on a sec. Queen e5, bc. What about queen c3 and there's knight d5? Queen c1 might be dangerous for bishop d6 later. The emphasis on might. There's also knight c1 here. Queen e1, bishop c1. I think that's better. If I pin this guy, knight c1, queen moves, bishop c5. Just an idea, but yeah. Okay, let's do this pin like this. So bc, I don't know, knight f4, or there's bishop g4. Bishop g4 might have been good just then, actually. I don't know, it's better that I pin like that, so it makes bishop g4 better. Whoa, queen h2 poking in for queen h1 looks juicy to me. Yeah. That might have been stronger even, but I'm going for this. Queen h1. Now if knight f3, queen h1, knight g1, I think I might have bishop g4. Let's have a look. This is getting a very pinny situation. Bishop g4. Alright, knight shakes g4, there's queen g1. My pieces seem very aggressive. Almost to the extent... Is there some knockout blow here? Knight e1. Would blow everything for sure with queen g6. Blow in the wrong way. Everything. Is there any other move? Look at the forcing moves here. I've talked about creating neglect recently, tactics to create neglect, but that idea, one wonders what squares do I want my opponent to neglect, and I have to think about this in the next 10 seconds. I can't. One thing I do want is this diagonal. So hang on, bishop f5. He's not taking, right, because of queen g1. Oh, sorry. Hang on a sec. Oh. Okay.
Time warning.
Oh, good. Time warning. Let's go to g2. Ah. Okay. Let me just adjust myself a bit. By the way. I'm going a bit too much to the right. To speak on a little bit on the left hand side a bit more. I don't know how I keep doing that. All right, that was an intense game. Okay, chess freak. Hello. I should be more to the right soon. Bit of a delay on stream. Maybe just the tad. Tad's there. Tad's the right. Stop b5. Right, we have a kind of King's Indian style position. I want to say kind of. I mean, nothing like the King's Indian. But anyway, you know, bishop e2, bishop g4. A classic plan might be to exchange off the light squared bishops if I ever got a chance to do that. Yes, I'll play it as if it is sort of King's Indian-ish. Although knight h5 looks remarkably dangerous. I don't want to lose a pawn, but what do I do about h5 exactly? Okay, what do I do about h5? No panic. h5 can be taken at any time by my opponents. He wants to collapse my e4. That's his evil plan, isn't it? Alright, I'll do this. Okay, so knight f5, bishop f2 maybe. I don't know, is that too dangerous? It's a little bit dangerous. This b4 is going to be a right pain. I don't know how I get time for things like... Yeah, okay, knight a4. It is dangerous. Okay. I don't want to get mated on this A file. That's one thing. How can I make provisions not to be mated on the A file? It's looking a bit tricky. I need my king out of here. This is already scary. I don't want to lose on time either. It's a pretty scary position. Can I try and hit b5? There's bishop a4 here, actually. If c6, yeah, I think bishop a4 tactically is crazy, but maybe it works. To cross pin. c6, I think I'm taking. Trying on a tactical solution here, which is probably not a good idea. Can I play king d2 to try and make it a good idea? No. No, it's too scary. I think I've lost control of this position. It's too scary. Can I get a knight into b3? I'm just worried about a queen a1 check. Now I'm a minute down on the clock. Right, if I stop queen a1 check, can I actually take on b5 without getting obliterated? This is a really strange position, this pin, for such a long time, but I wanted to remove queen a1 as a resource. I've also got to factor in d5 collapsing and the c2 pawn. Yeah, things are scary. Can I actually take this and live to tell the tale? Or not? Right, take this. We're still equal on pawns. I'm 30 seconds down on the clock. This hasn't been my favourite ever King's Indian style game. It's got to be said so far. Am I taking too many liberties again with knight a5? Try and get rid of that dangerous bishop, although I'm losing a pawn now. Getting rid of the bishop pair here though. That pawn might not be the most decisive element of the position. Let's hold c4 for a moment. There's another pawn. This looks very bad, of course. I'm worried about the knight now. Among other things, can I get my king to do something about this? About these pawns over here. I wonder if I can blockade my king. Desperate times. Rookie 1 check. Rookie 7 for knight c6 check is a little tactic. And there's also knight c6. But g3 looks like crushing. Can I take on
check
f5? I think he might play king d6 though. Alright, I'll take on f because otherwise g3 looks terrifying. Stop rookie 2. I'm still living to tell the tale at the moment. I gotta stop g3 next. Hold h5 for a laugh. Maybe play for knight d4 and start pre-moving like crazy.
time warning check.
Oh, that was tense. All right. A4, H5. Hello. Hello. A4, H5. I'm playing a King's Engine. Now, which I often play with black, sometimes with some success. So we got a mainline bayonet, the dreaded bayonet attack. Sometimes this can slow things down, otherwise I expect to get annihilated on the queen side. If I take, so mark out, I've seen this plan before, marking out the f4 square. If I can get a knight to f4, opens up the diagonal. If he's going to take, if he doesn't, I'm going to force an issue over here. It would strengthen my d6 perhaps if he had played c takes. This c file, yeah, c6 I don't think is deadly. I think just bishop c8. In fact, what's the input? Oh, c6 now wins a piece. Oh, you muppet. Oh, you muppet. Oh, man. Found a way to lose a piece successfully. When I say you muppet, I'm talking about me, of course, not the opponents. I've just found c6. Just make it more effective than it ever was. Yeah, make c6. You know, just make it win a bishop. No problem. All right, so knight f6, h5, you muppet. Okay, anyway. I'll try and play as if I'm not a piece down now. Fantastic. At least for the pawn, it actually weakened a bit my opponent's pawn chain. There's an upside, there's a silver lining here. The bishop on e5 is not entirely terrible. Unfortunately, h5 does seem to be a sealed in move, but what I could try and do is essentially play that move anyway if I just nudge my king. Okay, the knight's coming to... Hey? I know he wants to go to e6. Why can't I take that? Hey? I think he's counter-blundered. That helps. Yes, this is a really high quality game now. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm playing this now because I'm thinking knight g3. I did think it would be terrifying to get a knight in e6, but got to make sure that move's kind of legal. No, it was. We've both given each other pieces now. It's a great game. Yeah, can I want to keep this H file open, you know. So I don't know if this is possible. I want to just hold this and then use the H file. I don't want things totally closed up just yet. Maybe even I can have this rook here and this rook there. Oh, we're going for this stuff again, are we? Alright, I'll stop that pesky knight going into my light squares. Once again, shielding my light squares tactically. Okay, I'm optimistic. I think the position's okay now, because if I have things like rook h2 check coming, and then I can switch the rooks like this, I can have this one there, maybe even start munching some pawns. Ah, oh, then there's check.
Check.
Okay. Isn't that almost f3? Well, I don't need to do that. I can... I think I should go for this.
Check.
And maybe take this off. It's two connected passed pawns, essentially, here. So I just need to just play with those, I think. I can stop e5.
Check.
Or,
Check.
so I thought, I think he's mating that, isn't he? Rook e3. Mate. Oh, king c5, but then there's rook c3. Mate. That's mate, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, Liebin's pawn we haven't seen before. Hello, Liebin's pawn. Thanks for the game there. By the way, sorry, I should have said thanks for the game. Liebin's pawn. Yes, that was a fun one. Exchanging blunders. That's funny. But that's the fun of blitz sometimes. There's a lot more blunders to be seen than even normal. You know, I'm not sure about this. I was wondering if CD doesn't look right. But anyway. I've seen vaguely a plan that, you know, in Nigel Short's games, rook b5 c4, I think, one or two, or other games. Okay, knight e5. I'm not sure I'm getting anything. Don't know. I don't know. I don't like this solid stuff. But he's kind of maybe loosened his position a bit. Of course, I can't take here because of bishop h2, winning the queen there. But I could move my king first. or I could just wait till later, or I could play, I think, he's going to line up like this. Is g3 possible? Now rook e8, rook e1, rook e2, rook e2, bishop e3. I don't want to play a move like g3. Bishop g5, queen d6, bishop h4, bishop f3, bishop g3 hits the queen. Queen moves, bishop f3 would be a cozy position. Queen d6, bishop h4, bishop f3, bishop g3. Unless he's got anything there. I'm going to try that. I'm going to push his queen exactly where he wants that queen. I'm hoping to get away with this tactically, this little maneuver. You see this sometimes in French defences, this kind of bishop coming around. I'm hoping, if I can live to tell the tale here, bishop h4, bishop f3, bishop g3. It's not the sort of thing I usually do, actually, I must say. But I didn't know how to solve that problem, because it seems as though g3 was insufficient on rook e8, rook e1, rook e2, rook e2, bishop f3. I mean, g3 positioning is just, I don't want to weaken light squares. I don't want to weaken squares around my king full stop. This is just-in-time defense. Bishop g3. Right, I haven't weakened myself too much. That's the good news. Except the double pawns, okay. But, you know, d5 is a bit isolated here. d5 is a little bit isolated. Okay, have we got 95 or not? Looks good. I mean, I think this looks alright, this position. Maybe, you know, knight c6. I think I just want to have the e-file here. Once I have the e-file, I'm not worried too much about c3. You know, the back row's weak. Can I get onto this back row? Oh, there's always rook e8 to deflect the queen anyway. Oh, the back row, queen h, queen here, g6. Is that achieving anything, this position? It's a weakness.
Check. Check. Check.
You can't play queen g6. It's not a fantastic weakness to write home well. Controlling the file, that's what I got at the moment. Not much to show. But it was a super solid opening. I don't know if queen e5 is that slight edge in that rook and pawn ending, or am I swapping d5 for c3? Oh, I suggest start calculating this. Start calculating rook c7, queen e5, rook e5, rook c3, rook d5. You can throw in check. We can play rook c2. My rook's stuck on d5. Alright. Now this changes the picture. I think f6 is now an issue after his move. f6 is an issue, potentially. Well, there's other stuff going on now. Hang on, queen c7. Pushes rook a little bit on the passive side. It hits f6 and d5. Go rook f7, queen d5. Queen c3. What have I got to show? Nothing. It looks a little bit passive to play rook f7. If I undouble the pawns, I think. Can't make progress here. No. Okay. Let's take stock again. Take stock. What do I want to do? Do I want to bring the king into the game slightly? F4 and king F2. Is there any point to that? Here? Let's do this. Maybe G4, F5 is an idea. I think bringing the king into the game, he could just be going after my A pawn. Alright, he can't immediately hit that on a diagonal. So yeah. And he's getting short on time here. This is going to be interesting. G4, G5, just trying to shred this diagonal, open it up, not shred. It's a bit too excited. G4, G5. G5. Trying to open this diagonal.
Check. 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 Check.
Finally, I'm getting a tiny advantage in the pawn ending, I believe, if he takes. So then bring my king up.
Check.
Let's make sure I'm not getting mated with G5. Yeah, interesting game. Okay. Lucanian. Have we played Lucanian? I'm going to check my history. Have we played Lucanian twice already? Oh no, one was on the board. So we haven't played Lucanian. Hello. We play another King's Engine. Aha, it's another King's Engine defense. Flemish variation. Try this gambit out. He's refusing that. So this position I've seen before, and I think it's fascinating a little bit. Oh, there's knight c4. Weakness of the last move. There's knight c4. This could be bad news because the dark squares didn't want to become weaker in this particular opening. This is the last opening you want your dark squares to be even weaker, so I'll energetically try and open up things now. I'm trying to open up the center. I wonder about f takes. Maybe bishop takes is okay. Well, I'm not too concerned with this amazing bishop I have about this h5 attack. Potentially amazing bishop on g7. Yes, it looks... I'm happy bunny here because we've got congestion issues. We've got king in the centre. We've got this marvellous bishop, but okay. Rook c8. Is that doing anything? Rook c8. Yeah. Rook c2. If he takes rook c2, gives rook queen d2. Maybe bishop c3 is interference tactic. So still rook c2 with bishop c3 as an interference on d2. And then queen d2 would be mating. This looks very bad for king safety. If I've really got bishop c3 winning the queen. Wow, I can just take that. Yeah, bishop c3 still on, knight c3, queen d2 as an interference tactic. Thanks for the game, Kenyon. Okay, there's no more unique challenges. Okay, should we take an auto pairing game? An auto pairing game? Best books to read. Okay, an FM, another King's Engine. We're going to have endless King's Engines tonight. Well, has anyone else got recommendations for books to read? I'm not entirely... unfortunately, I never have time to read that much. One of my favourite authors, I can tell you, is Chernev, though. Any books I've read of Chernev I've really enjoyed. Like Most Instructive Games of Chess Ever Played is one of his lesser known books. So I think finding an author you enjoy is interesting. I think I'll rather give up the exchange if he wants my rook. I'll play for an attack later, I hope. This could be a fictional attack, of course. I'm just hoping for this attack to do something, as I'm pretty dead here. I'm trying to open up these dark squares if I can. Maybe h3. Actually, you know, I should have probably considered knight h5 to f4 as well. This ping could be nasty. Oh, play it here. Wonder if he should be a little bit concerned about h3. I'm taking.
Check.
Rook h1 is the right plan, isn't it? I'm just wondering about g2 being useful at some point. Oh. Hang on. Take with the knight. Take. Takes. G2. Bishop e3 is bishop h6. What is this about? Oh, hang on, it's bishop d4 and bishop h2. He's got these pawns though. Maybe it's about those pawns. He's got 6 million pawns actually. Oh dear. Apart from that, everything's fine having 2 bishops. It depends how much I can blockade everything. Probability of blockade looks nearly 0 right now.
Check.
I can do this to skewer these guys. He's going to notice that, isn't he?
Check.
I'm getting run over. I'm pretty sure I'm getting run over here. Yes, I am, and this is some stalemate trick. This looks pretty doomed.
Check.
Yeah.
Check.
And this is where I'm doomed, I think. Well, I was already. I don't think there's a stalemate somehow. Yeah, that bishop h2 I missed. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much over. Okay. No other unique challenge at the moment. Take another auto pairing. Plunge the auto pairing. That was unfortunate. Okay. Ooh, tough. On the auto pairing. Tough. Let's have a quick look. So that was bayonet attack gone wrong. So red baron. Let's play maybe a Scotch game. Play this line. Try to chase that knight there. We have this pin. Unpin. Well, he was supposed to move the knight because I'd unpinned. I'm sure he was supposed to move the knight there. But the question remains about this possession because it's not so trivial. Maybe I've got f5 and if e4 bishop b2. Oh, there was also f6 threatens. Alright, bishop b2 here, just to make sure I'm not losing the rook. Now this is good news really. I think he played too quickly to lose that piece, yeah. So queen f5, queen h4 I don't think is too deadly. Okay, let's try and develop some pieces. Maybe rook f3 to g3 is aggressive. I think it's hard for him to evict that queen at the moment. And that gives me a lovely e4 square. Oh, can I threaten bishop a3? Yeah. Pick up an exchange. Oh, thanks for the game, Red Baron. Bowman's. Should we play a French defense? Now, I usually do badly from this position. I'll play f5 actually because yeah, it's scary sometimes, this sort of thing. Okay. Maybe this is okay with e5, not taking because he's always got bishop h7, but e5 here. I'm hoping bishop g5, queen f7. Hang on, it's queen f2. If he's too quick to take that, I've got queen f2. This is good news in a way because maybe I've got bishop g4. Maybe bishop e2 is on d5 though. If I play bishop e6, Can I take on f3? Take on f3. Can I win that pawn without being
Check.
exterminated? Or am I imagining this? One danger is this check. If I played rook f8, no, it's protected. There's no bishop h7. Okay. I go back. D4, a nice pawn for a moment. Because he got bishop c4. I've given him bishop c4 as a resource. It is check. Can I go here? For bishop d5. I wonder about knight e5 to f3. Okay, what's he doing with these rooks? Bishop c5? Queen's potentially at f2. Might be handy to do this. Knight e5 for f3 looks very handy and juicy. Sorry, I keep saying that word juicy tonight. Sorry about that. I don't know why. I just have it as an expression. I don't know. I get carried away with positions. Sometimes. Okay, thanks to the game, Bowman's. Yeah. Okay. So another 5-minute auto pairing. Okay. Another 5-minute auto pairing. So it's okay recently on the auto pairing. 2-3-1-7. That was an interesting game. Quick post-mortem or something. While we're waiting, or not. Maybe not. Angelo. SM. What's that flag? Fun with flags. Angola. So if you're a fan of Big Bang Theory and want fun with flags, it's Angola. Okay, the flag of tonight is Angola. There's a new series of Big Bang Theory. I don't know if anyone's into that. I watched the past ones on Netflix. We're gonna have this line again. This is getting very topical. I've never really played this before. I've witnessed it in master games, but yeah, I've started analysing it, and I think this is needed to try and force this. So we go into this self pin, which looks absurd. And now the nudge move is Queen F2 to unpin, and don't tell me he's going to blunder a piece again. That would be funny. So Queen F2 is the nudging move because I've unpinned. B3 makes way for Bishop B2. The mechanics are interesting of this Scotch variation, but it also makes way for potentially Bishop A3 and Knight C3, where there was a crushing game recently in this. Which I've forgotten his name. But anyway, this is interesting. Can't I just do A3 here? This also gives A2 for the rook, you know. If there's anything like F6, A takes, F takes, I want a rook A2. If I didn't have Bishop B2. I mean, but A3 here does seem to be winning a piece unless I'm imagining it. No. Maybe yes. Actually, I've just realised something about this. Have I fallen into a horrible trap? I have, haven't I? I need to know this. I've fallen into a horrible trap.
Check.
Another knight c2, yeah. I'm just losing the exchange. I'm going to have to start playing quickly now. In a lost position. I need to look this up. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, I've just fallen victim to a horrible trap. I might have some compensation with the bishop pair on dark squares, I hope. Should know that. I'm going to be 2 pawns down as well. Quite a lot of damage. Three pawns down. Hope for a miracle. Oh God, is this getting worse? Hang on. I'm not necessarily material down. I've just realised something about this position. I've got 4 pieces. The opponent's got 3. Maybe I shouldn't be entirely terminally depressed, because I'm not even sure I'm material down now. Hold on a sec. Although there does appear to be a lot of pressure. Can't take without losing d3. Is that bishop g5 without losing everything? Try and play for bishop g5. Oh yeah, no, I won the piece originally, then I trapped the knight. So that's 2 pieces. Yeah. It might not be completely lost. I need to check this maybe after. Now he's fractured all his pawns, actually. If I try and avoid losing a minor piece here, there might actually be some fun to be had if I can avoid losing a minor piece. Okay, I don't want to get too short on time. Okay, can I do this? I'm losing all these pawns. Rook g2, bishop c3. Right, I keep an eye on his king side for a counter attack in my dreams. I haven't got rook f1 available. Rook at a1. Rook e2, rook king c2. It's got bishop b7 to e4 potentially. Can I do this for a moment? Right, I'll stop that entry point because otherwise rook e2 look dangerous. If I can win a7, rook b8, king c1 is starting
Check.
to look scary. I've got b1 covering there, so there's no rook b1 at the moment. Right, can I do this? For rook c7. Not that my pieces are all pretty huddled. I was going to play bishop e2, that's nice. To which I can't see any defense. This one for king c2. It's not much of a defense. I'm pretty much tied down now. If I get his rook off the back row, I can move the knight. Oh, there's c2 now, right. Jeez, man. This it seems impossible to play this game in that variation. Oh jeez, now I'm losing that one.
Check. Check.
Crikey. Oh geez, let's have a look at that opening. I think I should know this a bit more. Yeah, I think knight b4 is a kind of dangerous. a3, okay. Yeah.
Check. Check.
Oh, hang on. This position, apparently kf2. Oh, hang on. Oh, I've even seen some analysis on this position recently. I think there's a problem with the whole thing here. Bishop b2. There's no check. If I played to f2, there's no check. This is so much more pleasant, I think, this position, than what I had. If we look at what I had, I moved the king the wrong way. It seemed more intuitive to go for the knight, but you have to go with bishop b2. I'm just worse after, I think, this.
Check.
This is just worse. Yeah, it's just very difficult to play. Black's just better there. Yeah, I think I have to bear that in mind for next time. If that line could come up quite easily. That's a shame. That's a shame I didn't know that better. I should have known that a bit better. George, I am. Alright, we've had this line before. I've had this line before against him. He's a specialist in this thing. Although this looks different. Can I weaken some squares? Because there's method in the madness, I think, I hope. But I don't want his knight coming to f5. Play like this. It's crazy, but maybe it's okay. Light squares, if nothing else, just to undermine light squares, I think. Well, he's not going to castle over there probably anyway. So if I can just try and undermine him on the light squares. It looks fair enough with this pawn here. I don't mind that at the moment. Let's hit the knight. Get rid of his bishop because he's got some dart square weaknesses potentially. Oh, I thought maybe he played c3. He played c3 actually instead. Knight b6. Okay, I'll take this guy off because it's a pretty strong knight. Strange position, really. It's out of a strange opening. The knight's too good.
Check.
How is this rook and pawn ending? I wonder if this is a kind of dislocated pawn. If I take the queens off, I think it could be a weakness, actually. I'm hoping rook a this is a weakness. Like rook c5, maybe just double on it laterally. Rook c5, rook h8. He's got g4 in the meantime and stuff. The rook's not getting trapped there, right? Well, it is getting precarious. Mysterious rook move. I'm preparing to double on a5. He's always got e5. Might not be such a big deal to do this. The rook would be stranded after e5 anyway. And he could actually get his king moved to e4 and win d4. Okay. Is he going to let me undouble here? Is that a weak pawn? We'll be undoubling all our pawns. Yes, b7 is a problem. Okay. Prepare rook d7. If he ever takes on a5, he doubles rook d7. Am I stuck for a plan? Have I got g5 coming up for g takes just to fracture the pawns? Rook h4, rook f1, rook g4 for rook g2. Possibly. f5, g4, e5. It's got potential pass pawn there. f6 instead, e5 takes, rook e5. I don't know about this g5. It gives him some mobility. If his rooks are there, I don't mind playing g5. If I've got rook d7, rook b1, rook d7. Hang on a sec. Okay, so g5 here. Is it worth a punt? Can I play f6 or g4 is needed? G4 might be needed. I've given him some mobility. I don't want him coming to g4 with his king. keep control of key squares here if I can. The rook's not doing anything for a moment. This one comes back. King could come out to e5. Do I want to keep doubled? Might be safer in some respects, because I can't see any way a rook can hit c5 here. If I took, then c5 and rook c4 later, so I'm wondering this might actually be safer. How does a rook hit c5? Alright, protect this one. Okay, we have this. So he's tied me down. I use this one. Is he gonna do that? It's getting a bit short on time. Well, I'm looking forward to this one. This guy.
Check.
I got this guy 2 steps away. A little tactic. Took down the IM. He's very dangerous sometimes in his opening. Max Happy. Max Happy. I don't think we've played Max Happy. See then? That's a nice scenic avatar. Whew. So we have another very popular variation in the Smith-Morrow. I don't know. I've already misplayed this. I'm wondering, what is this position? Have I just misplayed it? Maybe bishop c2 and queen e4 is crude, or c4, just try and do something with these bishops. Bishop c2, queen e4, there's always f5. Okay, let's put the queen here anyway. It hasn't got f5 at the moment. So bishop c2. Is he going to do a weakness? g6? Okay, so interesting. Does he play g6? I'm going to do queen h4 on g6. I like the squares if he plays g6 a little bit more. g6, queen h4, going into f6 or hitting h6. No! Queen e6 here, there's queen h6 here. There's bishop f5.
Check.
This can't be good. Oh, there's queen f7, I guess. Queen c6. Rook f7? Does anything work for him? Rook f7. Does he have to play rook f7? There's bishop f5. Right, here there's queen h6. Anything stronger? When you see a strong move, as they say, I think I'm happy with the position after queen h5 here for knight g5.
Check.
Well, I guess I shouldn't pre-move that, but because actually he's got queen f7, it might not be so clever. Let's hold c4. Well, knight g5. Yeah, he's got queen c4 potentially. Queen c4. Does he really? Bishop b3, queen b3, knight g5. If we have this position, there's queen g6. This could go really pear-shaped very quickly. Maybe I should have taken the queens off. Queen queen f4. Currently a pawn up. Currently the dark squares look okay. Bishop f6. That's annoying. I've got no good square for the queen. I can only think queen g3, bishop d6, knight e5. I've got no square for the queen here. If he plays f4, he's weakening that diagonal. So I'm wondering, queen g3. So bishop e7, queen g3, bishop d6, knight e5. Take it from there, I think. Knight takes, I don't know. Aha. Okay, I control e5 now. There's nothing that exotic, is there? Queen f4, bishop d6. I'm afraid there's nothing too exotic about this, except what I mentioned before, knight e5. Just try and keep things going.
Check.
on blockade. Ooh, this is a pain, isn't it? Alright, what about Queen G5, Bishop H5, Bishop G6? There's a plan. Oh, he's going to be on G2 if I'm not careful. Let's hold D5 for a moment. There's Bishop F2. Oh, things are getting a bit strange. Right, I'll try for this plan. Nope, he's pushing me around a lot.
Check.
E6 doesn't do anything, I take it. Opens up the rook, so I'll play it anyway. I'm hoping it does something. Opens up this rook. Maybe now the diagonal is also interesting. So Queen E5 is interesting because then the bishops are skewered. Oh god. Not too many moves for the queen. Is this serious? Am I forced to play that?
Check.
Crikey.
Check.
This is pre-move time. It's like, oh, this is really dangerous.
Check.
This didn't go to plan. Say the least.
Time warning. Check. Check. Check.
Oh no.
Check.
No, no, no. Oh, it's been mated. I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. Oh well, on that catastrophic note. I think we've got to end it here, guys, anyway. Oh well. Alright. It was a bit of fun anyway. I think we'll end it on that though. I'm afraid. That's how it goes. It's a bit of a mad time scramble. So Max Happy is pretty dangerous even at bullet, it seems. So his rating at bullet is okay. Yeah, it's pretty decent. Yeah, okay. So anyway, thanks for coming, and I'll lick my wounds now after that. And I know there's some interesting games anyway, so I hope you enjoyed it. And let's say I think we're at 11 p.m. So just want to get confirmation. I hope it was fun overall. Okay. All right. Okay. See you next week. Have a good week. Have a good weekend. Enjoy your chess. Enjoy everything if you can. And that's great. All right. Cheers then.